Hello and welcome back. A very quick one. This is going to be really quick. Anybody who cheats another person, who thinks that the best way you can make yourself relevant is by character assassination, that person has no character. That person has nothing to offer. That person is nothing but a low life. If you have something to offer, what you need to do when you come to the public is to tell people what you have to offer. Show them by your words, show them by your character, let them see it, let them see you. But if you're such a person who comes to a place, who wants to achieve something, and you think that the best path for you to toe in achieving what you want to achieve is to make other people in the same race with you to look bad, that means you have nothing to offer. This very word is directed to no other person this moment than our dear brother Sowore. Whoever that knows Sowore, to tell him that I said that he needs to shut up. He needs to shut up. Political parties have chosen their political aspirants. Tinubu is there, Atiku is there, and Peter Obi is there. Why is he calling Peter Obi out? Why is he saying stuff about Peter Obi? If Sowore thinks he has something to say or something to offer, I want you to come out and say, do you know one thing that distinguishes Peter Obi from the rest of them? Don't get me wrong. I am not a politician. And I said it before in this video. I do not play tribal sentiment. I don't say what I say about Peter Obi because he's from the part of the world that I came from. But I am just talking as a concerned Nigerian who has been following the politics of Nigeria, who wants things to change in Nigeria. If what Peter Obi is presenting today is being presented by any other person, I will gladly go for that person. I remember when our dear MKO Abiola came out. Oh my God, I was one of that was much younger then. We sang with him, we sang for him, we sang and we campaigned for him as much as we could then, because we saw him as someone who is credible, who had something to offer us. Do you get what I mean? Anyway, for those of you who do not know, the political arena in Nigeria is, bubbling right now. There's a lot of people who are coming out who wants to be president. Tinubu has come out. I've made my own video about Tinubu. There's this other man, Atiku Abubakar, who was a one-time vice president of Nigeria. And then there's this other man who was a one-time governor of one of the states in Nigeria, in the person of Peter Obi, who is actually gathering a lot of momentum. And then, incidentally, it seems like another, I believe there are I believe a lot of people have been talking about APC, Labour Party, and PDP, and nobody seems to remember ABGA. The last time I checked, I think ABGA has a presidential candidate. Anyways, the bottom line is that all these presidential candidates are there. And there is this man that calls himself an activist who has been in Nigeria. Today they arrest him. The next day they release him. He's been all over there, saying stuff, He calls himself an activist. His name is Sowore. I think at some point he came out to contest for presidency. I don't know where he is at those points in his presidential thing. But my point is this. He suddenly woke up and he think that the best way for him to get relevance is by, castigating Peter Obi. For those of you who do not know, of all the presidential aspirants that are out now, it seems like a lot of attention is going to this Peter Obi of a man. For me, for one person, he is the only credible man. The only one we can say that we have tested and we have trusted. He's not just a rookie. He is been there before. He's been a two-time governor, a man with amazing credibility, a man with, amazing intelligence, a man with I'm not campaigning for Peter Obi here, but I'm just saying, we've seen Tinubu, we've seen Atiku, and we've seen Peter Obi. But my thing is this. I don't know where this Sowore man suddenly came out from somewhere, and he thinks that the only way to make himself credible in this race is by taunting P2B. You are there talking about P2B, that when he was a governor, he didn't do this, he didn't do that, he didn't, and yet you're still calling him to come and enter your party. Why would you call somebody who has nothing to offer to come and join you in your party? And he said something that really struck me. And he said some mention about that the party that P2B ran into has no structure. But can someone please explain to me what exactly does that mean? What exactly does it mean that the party has no structure? If structure is what makes a party good, from what he's saying, probably APC has a structure, PDP has a structure. What has that structure gotten us? Where have that structure gotten Nigeria? In a nutshell, I don't have much to say at this point in time. But my point is this: anybody who thinks that the best way for them to make themselves relevant is by castigating another person, that individual has nothing to offer. Sowore, this is my direct message to you, and whoever that knows Sowore, if you have anything to sell to Nigerians that will bring the attention to you as a presidential candidate, please go ahead and sell it. Leave P2B alone. Leave him alone. I believe so far Tinubu has been doing his thing. I've not heard him say anything against P2B. I've not really heard much about Atiku. Probably he has, but I don't think I've seen anything maybe in the news that said that Atiku is talking about P2B. Sowore, who are you? Where are you coming from? What is this thing about? Like I said before, you're talking about structure. What is structure? What does that even mean? It is like you've been making Nigerians believe that you're intelligent, but at this point, you're not making sense to me. You're not sounding like somebody who is smart anymore. What are you talking about structure? What has the political thing in Nigeria, presidential and all the thing that is going on in Nigeria has to do with structure? My dear brother Sowore, Nigeria has had the structure by your own this thing. PDP has a structure, APC has a structure. Where has it led Nigeria? I do not even know what you mean by structure. I'm using the word because you used it. Because at this point, I don't even understand what that means as far as it comes to Nigeria as a nation. So whatever you mean by that structure, I do not understand what it is. But let's assume that you're trying to say that P2B's party doesn't have it and other parties has it. What has that gotten us? Whoever that knows you to just tell you to just shut up. If you have something to tell us that will make us look your direction, nah, say it. Leave P2B alone. P2B is not your problem. It is so funny that you're telling us that P2B, oh, you were the governor, he did not build the road, he did not do this, he did not, yet you're still calling the same person to come and join you in your party. You want to use P2B to catch crews. Sowore, shut up. Just be sure, shut up. Zip it. Make we hear word. If you have something to say, say it. At this point, we are not listening to anybody who has nothing to say. P2B have, all this while, he has things he's been saying and people have been listening to him. If you have something to say, come out and say it so that see if people will listen to you. At this point, shedding P2B to make you think you can make yourself look relevant, it's not going to work. Nobody cares about structure in Nigeria. What we care is about something, things that, like I said, I don't even know what you mean by Labour Party has no structure. P2B, why are you talking about? You're not saying anything about Tinubu and Atiku. Why P2B? Somebody said it though. There is fire in the kingdom of darkness because of the obedience of the people. When the people are obedient at this time, people are going towards Obi. Like I said, I'm not a politician. I'm not campaigning for anybody. But my own is when I see something I feel I need to talk about, I talk about it. At those points, the only thing I've come to say is that whoever that knows you, or maybe this video comes across you, shut up. If you have anything to say, say it. Don't use P2B to shine. Don't use anybody to cash cruise. If you think you have anything to tell Nigerians, if you think you have anything to say, you've been talking all this while. You have been a talker since I have got to know about you. Talk about the things you have to offer. Sip it. Leave P2B alone. P2B is not your problem. P2B is not your problem. If you have anything, if you think you want to be relevant, tell us what you have. P2B have been telling people what he has. Okay. And each time he said, you are telling us he didn't do it. Now bring proof so that people will see, move attention from P2B and come to you. Until then, zip it. Zip it. P2B is not coming to your party. Zip it. Make sure no. Zip it. Some keep your mouth. Zip it. That's just all I have to say. What is this? What is this? If you have anything to say, say it. If you don't have anything to say, zip it. Because talking about structure. Who talks about, does Nigeria as a nation has structure? You're talking about, don't, at this point, don't get me angry. Don't get me angry, Sowore. Just zip it. I don't know where you're coming from. I don't know where they just took you out from. When people get confused, they're looking for who they blame for their confusion. If you have anything to say, say. Let Nigerians put their attention on you. Tinubu is doing his campaign. Atiku is doing his own. P2B is doing his own. If you have something to say, say, so that you get your own, gather your own momentum. P2B is not your problem. Zip it. That is all I have to say. Waiting.